the main event. So requesting each and everyone, so please welcome the first fighter who is the challenger all the way out from St. Albans. A very big round of applause for Nazizi!
What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 4 of the Risk podcast with a very, very special guest, Mr. Nazizi.
How are you?
All good, man. All good. Naz, bro.
Yes.
First of all, can I just say, as someone who's been part of Adumi for a long time,
right,
that it's it's a pleasure to meet you finally in the person. You're someone who, like I mentioned, I've been following you for a while, and as part of following you, I get to see kind of your everyday life that you put up on Instagram, and I think there's, you guys have culminated this huge following, right? So you've got this huge following, Winfinity Entertainment, massive brand. You know, the YouTube game is, they know you, right? The people in the world know you, right? I want to get to that point, but first I want to find out, how did you get to that point? So if we start at the very beginning, like, where did it all begin?
You know what it was? So I used to be a hairdresser. So like, this is going back, man. This is like, we're talking like a good eight years now. So I used to be a hairdresser, and then what I did was I used to work just in a normal barbershop, man. Right? I used to work in a normal barbershop, and a good friend of mine now, he actually taught me to cut hair and everything. So then,
How old are you at this point?
I think I was like 20, 21.
20.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Before that, I was like, just working in like restaurants and stuff like that, and delivery driver and all that kind of stuff. Easy work where I don't have to. Like I even worked in Sainsburys, man.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, I worked in Sainsburys as well. So I used to cut hair, and then from cutting hair, I started meeting, like, like you get some people that come in and they know like footballers, or they know like boxers, or they know like things like that. So what I was doing was, I was like, through one person to another person, I'll be like, I'll bring your brother into the barbers, man. Yeah, like I'll trim him up and stuff like that. And then so I started like, so I met like a couple of Watford footballers and things like that, right?
Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from St Albans.
St Albans, okay.
So Watford for me is like 10 minutes down the road.
Okay.
So I used to cut like a couple of like, like Stevenage footballers and like Watford footballers, just like the local, like, kept it very kind of local. And then from there, I basically, where they say fake it till you make it. So I kind of like made myself out to be this whole like celebrity kind of barber, right? And then what I was doing was, I was like, I found out about all this whole social media stuff and everything, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, like, and then I went on Twitter and stuff, and I used to like DM people and like tweet them and say like, hey, like, let me know if I can cut your hair, and put like my email address on there or a phone number. And
so this must have been quite early on in Instagram, like
Instagram
itself.
This is going back.
Okay,
right?
wow.
And then, so I started putting like, I'd DM people, like, obviously, there's no shame in it now. I talk about it, but I would DM people, I would message people, and I'd just be like, you know what, can I come and cut your hair? Can I come and do something? I'll just put my phone number on there. Like I wouldn't even dare put my number on, like, but back then I was like, here's my number, contact me and stuff like that. And, to be fair, even to some of the guys, like Premiership footballers and stuff like that, there's a guy called Rolando Arons who plays for Newcastle now. He actually replied back to me. He actually replied back to me. No, this was like I'm talking like 5-6 years ago. It's about 6 years ago. But I'm saying, like, when I first started, I would DM people and stuff like that, and then I got through to, like, the likes of, like, say for example, Amir Khan, and, who's now like is a good friend of mine. But at the time, I was like kind of like, I was fanboying. He's a cool guy, like, he's a boxer, he's a Muslim boxer, and he's doing his thing. So I kind of just went out and I thought, you know what, I'll just start DMing people, hitting up people, and then I went to one of his boys, who's actually good friends, who used to be a very good friend of Amir's. So I went for him. I was like, hey, look, can I come and cut your hair? And then while I'm cutting your hair, can I cut Amir's hair? So then I ended up cutting Amir's hair and things like that. And that's how I got to know people like Amir and things like that.
Okay.
And then,
you've known Amir for a while then?
Oh, I've known Amir for like a few years now.
Okay.
So you know, so obviously I cut his hair, and then I used to use his name and say, hey, look, come, let me cut your hair, man. I cut Amir Khan's hair.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, hey, let me cut your hair. I cut the Watford footballers. So I was, you know, I had portrayed these things like celebrity barber, celebrity hairstylist. So I went around doing all of that, and you know, sometimes I would do it so where I wasn't even charging the clients, just so some of these guys could just give me a shout out. Sometimes they could just be like, hey, you know, thanks to my barber for coming down. You know, because I knew I was good at it. Do you know what I mean? So I knew I was good at cutting hair, but I kind of just I didn't want to just be the ordinary barber in the barber shop. I wanted to kind of expand it and you know, do something different with
so
it.
you had like almost like a global vision for barbering.
Yeah, so there was no like agency work, no Winfinity, nothing at this point, no entertainment, nothing. It was just, I was just cutting hair, man, you know. And then
were you happy? Were you happy with what you were doing?
Yeah, I was happy with it.
How did you get into barbering? Because you said you've done like, you know, you were a waiter, you're working in restaurants, you're working in Sainsburys.
Yeah.
What made you think, okay, now I'm gonna learn this trade?
Yeah, so with barbering, you know, as you're at home, you cut a few boys' hairs and like, you know, stuff like that. You shared this, that, cut a few friends.
I've never done that.
Yeah, so I used to, you know, I've had a pair of clippers and I'll tell you the best way to learn how to cut hair is do your own hair, man.
I've been trying. It's not really working, but I've been trying.
Is do your own hair. So I used to do like my own hair. Back then I didn't have a beard, right? So I used to just, you know, fade up my hair, shape me up and stuff. And thought, oh, like, you know, I can do this. So I tried it on a friend, tried it on another friend, tried it on another friend, went into a barber, applied for a job.
Wow, okay.
They gave me the job and I was like, all right, cool. And then, you know, and even then I lied to the barber too. I was like, listen, I've been cutting hair for years, right? And this guy's got no idea that, you know what, this is my first time even walking into a barber shop. But I lied to him and I got myself into the barber shop, and then when I was in the barber shop, I remember the first random customer. Remember, this guy's not my friend. This is a guy who's about to pay me. The first pay that I'm about to get is off this guy, right?
Your first customer?
My first customer.
Right,
you got to remember, when I was trimming the friends and that, it was all for free.
Of course,
right? So this is my first £10 that I'm about to make.
Yeah.
So this guy that's come in, he was just a normal guy, and he just goes, you know, short back and sides, and it was the most nervous haircut I've ever done in my life. Because I know this is real, like, you know. So then I started doing it, and then from there, like I said, I went on to the meeting people there, Watford players, this player, Stevenage players, and then Amir and stuff like that. And then I was, you know, I made a website.
Right.
I remember I made a website, and it was the most dinkiest website you're ever gonna see, man. It was just like book this, my name and pictures.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it was just a simple website. I paid a guy like £50 to do it for me. This is going back. I haven't even got the website anymore. It's expired. That's how old it is. But yeah, so I got him to do that, and then what happened? Yeah, and then I was like kind of started making little business cards, and you know, I started to kind of make it look like it's professional. You know.
So something that I can kind of see already coming out from just what you're saying is that you're not satisfied with kind of just the average, right? So you weren't satisfied with like. You were happy with what you were doing, but you weren't happy with kind of your reach. It almost sounded like you wanted to see more.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
And you had a very innovative mindset. So having the website, having the cards as a barber, like I know no barber that I've gone to has never given me a card. Right? Do you know what I mean? They don't have a website. Do you know what I mean? And this is now. This is probably what 8-9 years ago, right?
9 years ago.
So that's what I can tell. So you've always been very innovative. You've always had this kind of business mind and entrepreneurial mindset to whatever you've done, right? Cool. All right.
I've always kind of just, you know what? I always see the with success. I always think that, you know what, you have to. I watched this documentary once. I don't know if it was Rick Ross or someone. He was saying that when he was doing he used to work in a car wash.
Okay.
And when he was in a car wash, he was saying that how like. Everyone else was in the car wash too, washing the cars. But this guy, he would go up to the people and say, look, can I put your cassettes in alphabetical order?
Right.
It was just something different, you know, and pay me an extra £10. If you pay me an extra 20, I'll fill up your car for you too. Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by just, you know, just doing that extra, that little bit different from everyone else. And that's you know, he even turned around and says, those cars that I used to wash, I now own all of them.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? It's
yeah.
kind of like that. So it's you know, obviously not on his level. You know, that guy's, you know, he's in another level. But I'm just saying, when you do something, I always believe, do it a little bit different. Don't do it like everyone else is doing it. And then if you are going to do it, reach out for that extra bit, you know. Even if you have to fake it till you make it.
Yeah, exactly.
Go for it and go do your thing.
Absolutely,
you know?
absolutely.
So that's basically what happened to me. So with the barbering, I met, you know, I was using the Amir Khan, I was using all these names, I was using footballers, blah, 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 blah. And then one day, Adam comes to
Hyde Park,
London. I know who Adam was. And when I met Adam, right, I made out like, I don't know who he is, right?
of course.
But trust me, I knew who the guy was, right? I knew exactly who he was. But I was like, yeah, what's happening, bro? You know, right. So, but before me meeting him, there was another guy who introduced us.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, look, he wants a haircut.
Yeah.
Etc. etc. So
Right.
I was like, okay, cool, look, I'll come down. So I went down, gave him a haircut and everything. While I'm trimming him, I'm thinking, like, bro, believe me, I know who you are. Right? And he was like, you know, this is back in 2013, 14.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was trimming him and everything, and then I took a picture of him. I remember when he tweeted me and he added me, and my mentions was just, I've never seen nothing like it.
That's crazy.
I was like, what the hell's going on? This is my Twitter account now, you know? And then obviously, you know, I appreciated the love and everything that he gave me, shouted me out, done me a little favour, put me in his vlog and stuff like that. I was like, oh, cool, you know, nice guy. And then he goes to me, drops it on me, and he goes, oh, I'm going to Birmingham tomorrow. Do you know anyone that can like look after me and stuff like that? And this guy turned up to the UK with no security, no nothing, and he goes, I'm about to do a meet and greet. And then he goes to me, do you see what happened in Hyde Park? I was like, yeah, man, what the hell was that? And then the next day he goes to me, so I was on a mission. I'm thinking, you know what, I need to come through.
Yeah.
So I got on, I started ringing every big guy that I know, you know, people that had like Range Rovers and everything. I was like, listen, bro, I need a favour, yeah? If I don't ask you for a favour, it's today that I need this favour.
Yeah.
I got this guy, he's from America, I need to take him to Birmingham tomorrow. And, you know, I need security, I need cars, I need this, I need that. And then they're like, okay, cool, done. But you know what that was? What happened that day changed everything. And it's probably the reason why you're interviewing me today, if that makes sense. That day turned everything around, because what happened that day is Adam left with this thing in his head thinking, yo, who the hell was that guy?
Right, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
he looked after me.
He came to cut my hair, and he's just done all this stuff for me, like, you know, and he had it proper boxed off, like no one else could have done it for him, right? So then he left now, and he went to Amsterdam, and you know, he went to Amsterdam, and then from Amsterdam, I think he went back to America. But I was keeping in contact with him. I was like, hey man, I hope you're okay, blah blah. And he was replying back like, oh look, thank you for looking after me in the UK, etc., and all this and that. So I was like, it's cool, man. And then I just dropped it on him one day. I was like, listen, man, if you want to do this kind of stuff, you know, why don't you come to the UK and we organise it this time?
Okay.
Don't just pull up to the UK.
So let me just pause here for a second, right? So you've gone from cutting your friend's hair in the shed, in the living room, wherever, to then, you know, rocking up to a barber's, telling the barber that, listen, I'm big in the game already. Yeah. You want me to work here,
Yeah.
He lets you work there.
Yeah.
You're cutting your first customer's hair.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen at the end of that.
No.
And then from there, it just kind of...
The whole thing, I promise you, the whole thing was a lie. I'm not even going to sit here and front it. The whole thing was a lie. From the minute I walked into the barbers to me going to Adam, the whole thing was a lie. I literally lied my way through it. This is, you have to.
But like, it was something that you wanted to do, and you just backed yourself, right? You're backing yourself in the sense that, like, I should be up there with these people anyway. Yeah. No, I've always had it.
Don't get me wrong. I've always thought, yo, I want to do this.
Yeah.
But how do I get there?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to do it, but there's so many hurdles in the way, and you've got to jump over each one to get to where you need to get to.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still nowhere near my finish line.
Yeah.
You know, but so I did all of that, and then with Adam, you know, I just called him up and I was like, listen, let's do a tour, let's do this, let's do that.
Yeah.
And he already had management at the time.
Yes.
He already had.
I want to talk to you about this as well, because I've heard the story from when Adam was interviewing you, and you did that little video.
That's right.
So one of the things that interested me about that as well is the fact that so actually, you know what, I don't want to spoil it, because there's a lot of people who probably haven't seen that video, right?
Yeah.
But in essence, you've now met with Adam.
That's right.
Adam has a manager, and all this chaos is going around. So he's in Hyde Park. How many followers did he have roughly at this time?
You know what? I might need to get the answer to that one. How many followers did Adam have at the time? 2014. I think he hadn't even hit 1 million.
Right. Okay.
I think he hadn't even hit 1 million.
So that madness.
Because I was with him.
Yeah.
I knew Adam when he first hit his 1 million.
Okay. Oh, I
so
see.
then
Okay,
he
okay,
must
okay.
have been on about 500,000.
Yeah, he must have been on like 700k, like 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that one, but yeah,
yeah.
you know, but yeah, he definitely wasn't on a mil.
He wasn't even on the mill.
He wasn't on the
So
mill.
that madness was happening below 1 million
Below
subscribers.
1 million, yeah.
And he's got a manager at this time. And
Yeah.
from what I remember from that video, his manager was in Australia.
Correct.
So I mean, maybe that's a conversation for another time. But how did that happen? You know, opposite ends of the world.
So these guys met for a film thing that they did back in 2012 or 13.
Okay.
American Sharia is the name of the film.
Okay.
So they did it on there. It's actually Adam calling me right now.
Should we put on speaker?
Adam,
Yo,
what's happening? I'm just in an interview right now.
Then comment if you.
Yeah, say hello to the podcast.
Yo, what up, podcast?
Yo, salam, bro.
I'm just finishing this interview. I shouldn't be long. You free in a bit?
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, I'll call you back.
Alright, man.
Alright, bye.
Come here.
Oh, that was cool. He's got a long laugh. I was
Yeah.
just talking about him. But yeah, so these guys met for a film, and I don't really know the full history to it.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
know that when I got involved, the guy was trying to get me to be involved in something I felt very uncomfortable in. I didn't want to do it. It's not in, it wasn't in my nature. I was like, listen, I'm not, and I obviously told Adam, because I know Adam. I don't know you. I don't know this guy. So this guy's telling me how, listen. So this was it. I got a deal for him in the UK.
Okay.
I got a deal for him in the UK, and this is before the tour's coming. I rang him up and I said to Adam, listen, I've got a deal. And then I didn't go through Adam. I used to have to report back to this other guy in Australia.
Okay.
And I told the other guy in Australia, I'm like, listen, I've got a £10,000 deal. What do you want me to do? The guy's like, oh, don't tell him it's £10,000. Tell him it's $10,000 and me and you will split it. Because obviously the currency rate.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on. I was like, what? In my head, I'm thinking, are you guys professionals or what? Like, what's all this? I've just walked into it.
And the other mad thing is that how much is that currency difference in the long term? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
it's like,
a
couple hundred, couple thousand, something like that.
It wasn't even much. So when he was telling me to do that, it wasn't in my, it's not in my nature to do that.
Yeah.
So I turned around and said, so I got Adam on the phone, because in my head, I thought, you know what? If he is setting me up, because I'm new onto the scene, I'm the new guy on the block, right?
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm thinking, hold on, I can't agree to this because the manager's told me. If he is testing me, as he says he was now, but he never told Adam he was testing me.
Exactly.
Right? If he is testing me, I'm gonna go back and tell Adam, because then I passed the test. Right?
Exactly.
So I've gone
Plus,
back.
he didn't know that you were going to bring a deal to the table in the first place anyway. Do you know what I'm saying, innit?
So I've gone back to Adam and I've said, Adam, listen, bro. Yeah, this is what's going on and blah, blah, blah. So what I did is I got the guy on a 3-way call, but I put Adam on mute.
Right.
And I'm speaking to the guy and I'm saying to him, listen, so what do you want me to do? He goes, look, we're going to get 10,000. You're going to split it. You take half, I take half. Adam's heard the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I unmuted Adam.
Oh.
And then it just, there was no more Australian manager. So then obviously I ended up taking that role.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I never did it to kick him out.
Of course, yeah.
That wasn't the reason why I did it. So it's not like, because I know back then a lot of people were like, oh, did you do it to get rid of him and blah, 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 and all this and that. Nobody did anything to kick the guy out. I was told to basically steal money.
And
do you know what I mean?
And another thing that I think people take for granted and take very lightly is, someone like Adam, from what I can tell, is a very loyal person. So, if he's loyal with this person and that person's loyal with him, why would someone, no matter how much you looked after him, he's only known you for a short period of time, right?
Yeah.
Why would he just drop someone that he's known for so long if it wasn't a real thing? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I mean. And they were working with each other.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, this guy sent Adam with no security, no nothing to the UK Hyde Park.
Yeah, exactly.
So already, I think Adam's kind of balanced out his manager already. He's kind of thought, hold up a minute, you're my manager, and I've got this barber that's turned up out of nowhere, and he's doing what you should be doing, and you're sat back in Australia, and you're just,
counting the money.
Yeah. So obviously, I think it's just common sense, man. Even my 11-year-old boy will know that. That's not how you work. So I think that's kind of why he kind of went out the picture, and then obviously it kind of fell onto me. And then when it fell onto me, this is what I was going back to when I was telling Adam that, listen, why don't we do something organised in the UK? And then he said to me, yeah, let's do something organised in the UK. So I arranged the first ever UK tour that he's ever had. But what I did is I thought, you know what, we're not just going to do London. I want to do Birmingham, Glasgow, all of it. Let's do it together, right? So let's do it organised, but this time we're going to do 7-8 shows in one go.
Right, okay.
Right? But I needed help, right? I needed help. So I went onto Twitter and I said, any volunteers, right? So there was this girl who came, her name was Hibra at the time, right? So she came and she's like, oh, I'll help. So bear in mind, because there's no budgets, there's no money, there's no nothing. We don't have anything, right? So I've gone up to Hibra and I said, listen, I need your help. And so no, she tweeted and I started making people send me CVs and stuff, right? So I was looking at emails, reading it. I'm thinking, okay, you sound smart. You'll do. So I call her and then she's like, yeah, you know what? I'll come and do it. So then she helped me out with a lot of stuff like ringing venues, sorting them out and stuff like that. And then, you know, we started making like little fan accounts and this and that. And then it just kind of just put the whole like social media side of it together, if that makes sense. A little website for them to buy tickets, things like that. Got all of that organised, got venues organised. And, you know, even with the venues, they weren't like theatres or anything like that. We was hiring out community halls for about £200-300, laying out chairs. And I knew a DJ and I called him up and I said, listen, you need to come DJ at this event. He was like, all right, cool, we'll do it. So, you know. It was, oh man, when I look back at these shows now, I think, what the hell was I doing? But,
well, because I was just going to say there, because, you know, even for this podcast, right, you know, the process of finding that place to record, it's not easy. And that's just for a small little setup like this, right? It was difficult to find that place. You have to go, you have to see these places, you have to know what the procedures are, 100%. You have to know what you're allowed to do, what you can't do, and you're going from being a barber to meeting a guy, you know, once, you know, who's got, you know, almost 1 million followers, and, you know, all this madness, all this craziness that's happened, and now you're saying, let's do a UK-wide national tour. So you're still a barber at this point.
I'm still a barber. Okay. I'm still a barber. But I just tried something new.
Wow.
So Adam was like the guinea pig, right? So I've just tried Adam. Sorry, he's probably watching this thinking, what the hell? But Adam was like the guinea pig, right? So I just tried it. I thought, you know what? Let me give this a go. If it works, we're on to something. If it doesn't work, I've got barbering still there, right? So I started doing it and everything, and then, you know, it worked, and then you know, I flew the guys in. There was money that was made from it. It was great, you know. Ticket sales were going, and everything was brilliant. You know, it was just how we wanted it, and like, you know, even mate, the tour bus that we had, I went and rented it from Thrifty, the company Thrifty. The tour bus was a van, right? An 8-seater van,
like a normal transit van style, right?
Now, how do I make that van look like a tour bus? So I got all the posters, right, and I blue tacked them onto the window, right? I blue tacked them all onto the window, and I got a sticky thing that said UK tour, and I attached that onto the bonnet of the car, and it was a blue. We used to call it Bob the Bus at the time, right? And then we used that, and we went around the whole of the country. And we literally did all these tours and everything, made money out of it, and then the boys went back. And then from then, I remember I spoke to him and I was like, how did it go? He's like, oh, it was brilliant, man. We should do it again. But
what was the tour like? Because again, you've gone from meeting him a couple of times, a handful of times, and they're like short-term meetups as well. It's not like you're chilling with him for long periods of time. So how did that relationship form, where you've gone from just a few meetings, some calls and stuff, to now you're on a tour together? It's hard to live and work and travel with people, right?
So what we
did, prank you a lot as well.
They do. I'll come to that one in a minute. So then what happened was, so I obviously met at the Birmingham thing, right? At the crazy meet and greet. They went back. We kept in contact. But what I did is, before the UK tour, I went to Vegas, and I think somebody was fighting. I think Amir Khan was fighting. I flew out to Vegas. And these guys came and met me in Vegas, right? So I was like, look, you're in America. I was like, look, come to Vegas. And then, you know, he brought Slim along, which is another, like, it's his boy. So he brought him as well. And that was the first time I met Slim. Because I hadn't even met Slim. So I met Slim in Vegas, and he was just some wild guy, man. I was like, whoa. Yeah? And that's when I realized these YouTubers, they're a bit crazy, right? So then all that was happening is, but at this time, I'm just trying to fit in now. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right, cool. You know what? You guys be wild. I'll kind of just tag along.
Yeah,
And just
they're
do my
New
thing.
York YouTubers as well.
They're-
Arab New York YouTubers.
Yeah, they're wild. Like, trust me, these guys are wild. If you stay with them for a couple of days, they'll drive you mad, man. But anyway, so I was, I met up in Vegas, and then I went on another trip after that. I think I went to Miami.
Okay.
And what happened was I actually flew Adam and Slim and that. I flew them to Miami to come and meet me. So I went out to Miami. I was out there. I was just having a little holiday. And then these guys came out for that as well. So we had a couple of holidays before the tours actually happened. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of got to know them a bit better.
Yeah.
We were chilling. When they say you don't actually know somebody until you live with them.
Yes, exactly.
So we were living together and we were like sharing apartments, hotels and stuff like that. So that was in Vegas and then Miami, and then after that we did the tour. And the tour went great. So even at the tours, like, I didn't really know what I was doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I kind of just, I would say I winged it, if that makes sense. Like, do you know what I mean by winged it?
You knew how it should end.
I knew how it should end.
Yeah.
But it was like,
How do I get to that point?
There was a lot of things that was unorganized. There was a
Yeah.
lot of promises that were broken by me. There was things that, I did, which I look back now and I regret. And I'm like, even like how I remember I oversold the London event and there was people, they couldn't even find seats.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And I didn't know what to do. So I was just like, yeah, look, just, I was pulling out chairs, like, sit here, do this. And I was just, and these things now, I would never make these little mistakes now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Because now everything's like, as you can see, like, I've got my tickets over there and everything's proper.
Exactly.
It's all properly done now. But at the time, I was just kind of like just winging it.
Yeah.
Like a little dealer wheeler kind of just trying to get by,
Yeah.
So then I done that and everything, and I remember the tours went really well. They actually went well. Had a lot of complaints as to it being unorganized, people queuing up for ages, people not getting goodie bags and this and that, and but overall they had a great time.
And what was like? How did you kind of, I suppose, respond to the kind of the complaints that you got? Because it's very easy to get disheartened.
Yeah.
Like even if you see it yourself and you think, it didn't go right, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah.
Right. Did that ever cross your mind that this isn't for me, or was
It did. You know what it is with me? I'm one of them people that it's very hard to knock me down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's very hard to knock me down. Like, you could sit here and tell me I'm rubbish at football. You could tell me I'm rubbish at boxing. You can tell me, but I'm one of them people. I'm like, listen, I ain't gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna fix what the mistake I made.
Yeah.
I got it. Don't get me wrong. I had a lot of people saying to me, like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Stuff like this. And then there was even more issues because Adam used to be a duo at first, and that fell apart.
Right. Yes.
Then
yes,
I got the blame for that too. So I was
Right, okay.
I was like the new guy that came in, but was the bad guy. Does that make sense?
So you've come in now, and then two people that Adam was close to at the time, are now not close to him.
Exactly.
What's different? Oh,
Yeah.
Naz.
Yeah, it's
Naz.
Naz.
Yeah,
It has to be Naz because he's come in and suddenly these two have split up. And obviously the fan base, the original fan base when they came in, they was obviously about the duo. They was all about the duo. So then the duo split, and then it was like, okay, it has to be Naz. It's got to be. But that obviously that had nothing to do with me. That was an issue that the boys had between themselves. So obviously I was always closer with Adam than I was with the other guy. So I ended up staying on with Adam, and obviously the other guys, there was things that were done towards me as well. There was things that, so I that kind of thing just, we just kind of fell apart at the same time. So when it was all happening, so like I said, I was the bad guy because I've come into this and suddenly everyone's fell apart. Everyone's done this, so it has to, all fingers are pointing at Naz. And I understand that. I totally get that because I'd probably do the same thing. I'd probably do the same thing, but when I look back now, I can see why it all happened and everything, and it's like, okay, cool, but it happens, man. It happens. There's some of the biggest boy bands in the world, girl bands in the world. They're not together anymore.
Absolutely.
Is it the manager's fault? Is it someone else's fault? Is it something that was in house? Nobody's ever gonna know the truth.
I mean, I think it goes back to the point I was saying earlier. I mean, if there's such a cemented relationship between two people, then someone else coming into that, that shouldn't affect anything. You know what I
of
mean?
course.
Like if you're boys with someone,
Yeah.
someone else coming into the picture, why should that affect anything between you and boys?
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
we
That's what I'm
see
saying.
Adam and Slim, for example, you know, best friends,
That's what
brothers,
I'm saying.
cousins, whatever, right?
I'm in that, but these two,
exactly.
you can't separate these.
Exactly, yeah.
If anything, they can separate me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can't separate these two. They sleep together, they shower together, they eat together, they do everything together. You know, I can never walk in and say, right, listen, Adam, listen, we need to get rid of Slim.
Exactly.
You know, and Slim's such a nice guy,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I think Slim's got a bigger heart than Adam.
Wow.
You know, the guy's
Okay.
such a nice guy. He's just funny. He just does his thing.
And something we're going to talk about is obviously who he's fighting as well. So that's...
We'll get to that,
Yeah, we need to get to that bit as well.
But yeah, so that's what I mean. So that's basically how it all kind of come about. And then, you know, started looking after Adam. And then he told me that I want to do a Europe tour. And then I went onto the Europe tour with the duo at the time.
Okay.
So I went to the Europe tour, and there was a few issues at the Europe tour that happened with the duo. And then it kind of just fell apart from there. And then after that, me and Adam kind of carried on from there, you know, because we kind of saw it as like, you know what, we can still do this. We don't need, you know, if somebody's dropped out or whatever, but it doesn't stop me and you from still working and still doing that. So me and him kind of stayed like this, and then we kind of just kept it moving. And, you know, from there, one thing to another, to going out to the Far East, Australia, and all of that.
So the reason I kind of keep summarizing is because every kind of chapter, it just kind of keeps spiraling and getting bigger and bigger, right?
That's right.
So you're cutting hair in the shed, right? Now we're up to the point here on your timeline where you're going on European tours, you're going on worldwide global tours, you know, Far East, you've been to Australia together.
Yeah.
You've been obviously all over the US.
Yeah, all over the US,
like
India, all of that. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right.
everywhere.
You've done like charity tours. I saw the video when you guys were in Africa and he pranked you.
Yeah.
You know
Tried to get me kidnapped.
Yeah, do you know what I found interesting about that, right? That video is the fact that, like, for me, I know myself, right?
Yeah.
If someone did that prank on me,
Yeah.
not that I would hold a grudge, but that emotion would last with me for a while, right?
It did.
But like, what I saw was, I think you sparked the mate out, and then as soon as Adam was like, it's a prank, you were like, quickly, I'm so sorry, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I would have been like, listen, this is your fault. Do you know what I'm saying? That's my reaction. I'd have been like, listen, bro, you shouldn't have done that. Do you know what I'm saying? Innit? You were like, yo, I'm so sorry, like.
You know what
so
it was?
you've gone from one extreme
I just
to the
felt
other.
bad. I just knocked some guy out. You know, I've just knocked him out, and this idiot's decided to do a prank on me.
Yeah.
You know, so obviously I was, you know, I wasn't happy with Adam at the time, but I felt bad for the guy because he's flat out, tooth missing and everything. You know, I've just randomly just knocked some guy out, and he was just in on it because of him.
Yeah.
You know, so if anyone's to blame, it's Adam. So yeah, but no, that was. I'll never forget that one. That was a bit wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
All right, so I wanna move into kind of the present day now, right? And you know, I'm sitting here in the Winfinity offices. You know, kind of as I walked in, you know, I'm looking at these pictures that you have. Obviously, you got Adam, you got Mo Vlogs, you got, you know, Money Kicks, you got Slim, you got all these, you know, heavyweights.
Yeah.
These guys aren't jokers.
No, of course not.
These are heavyweights.
Yeah.
Like Mo Vlogs.
Yeah.
Heavyweight dude.
Yeah,
Adam Saleh, heavyweight dude.
Yeah.
Money Kicks, heavyweight. Lana, heavy.
Yeah.
So you've gone from just Adam to now you've got this company. So let's talk about that transition. So how and when did the idea of Winfinity come?
Okay, so the name, you know, the name came from Adam. So this is crazy, man. So Adam was sat in the toilet. So Adam's got this habit of he takes his laptop in to the bathroom and he edits.
Fair enough.
While he's having his number 2, right? So he was doing that, and I was on the phone to him, and I'm talking to him, and I was like, "Yo, listen, we need to come up with like this idea of like having like." We should sign other people and stuff like that, and you know, because we know so many people.
Yeah.
And you know, before knowing these people, what happened was, people would hit us up and be like, "Oh, look, we've seen you with Rashid, we've seen you with Mo, we've seen you with Lana, we've seen you with X, Y, and Z. Like, can you do this for us, or can you do that for us? You know, because you know, with social media now, when people see you with people, they just put you as like your point of contact.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So then people would come up to us. Say for example, now someone's seen you with me, for example.
Yeah.
And someone wants
They'll
to get
holler
hold
me
of me.
saying, "Yo,
They'll be like, look,
yeah.
you know, can you get hold of Naz for us and tell us that we want to work with him or we want to do something like that. So we was getting a lot of that. So I thought, hold up, why am I, you know, just doing this and just I might as well just put this into a thing and do this properly, kind of thing.
And when was this? Like, what year was this?
This is about 2 years ago now. Is it 2 years, Mitz?
Yeah, a year and a half now, yeah.
Yeah, a year and a half, 2
Year
years.
and a half. So probably what, 2017.
Yeah, about 2017. So then what happened was, we was talking about it, and then mentioned it to Adam, and then mentioned it to Mithil as well. And then we was like, look, we want to put this whole thing together. And Adam actually came up with the whole name, right?
On the toilet.
On the toilet.
Yeah.
Right? It was sat on the toilet. Came up with a name on the toilet. I then showed it to Mithil and everyone, and then we was like, yo, look, this works, you know? So we made like a little logo, made this, made that. Now it's the case of how do I get the clients in? I've got the idea, I've got the vision, but how do I put the puzzle together? Do you know what I'm saying? So the vision's there, I know where the goal is, I just need to put the whole pieces together. So then obviously I have a lot of people already that I know, you know, and I met these guys through Adam. So Rashid, for example, when we first went to Dubai to do our event, Rashid's team hit us up saying, do you want to come to the farm?
Oh, so they contacted you.
They contacted us and said, do you want to come
because
to the farm?
they know Adam. He's
Rashid used to watch Adam.
Yeah.
So do you want to come to the farm? So we've obviously gone to the farm now, and then when we've gone to the farm, you know, I've met this kid, and I'm like, yo, he's a cool kid, you know, right? And you know, he showed us around, showed us all these lions and this and that, and it was cool, you know. So I'm like, how does this kid have bloody lions in his back garden? You know, it's the most weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, but anyway, he's got all these animals in his garden and everything. I was like, all right, cool, you know, right? So me and Rashid, we kept in contact. We met Mo out in Dubai and stuff like that, and it was all kind of through Adam kind of thing.
Yeah.
So met up with everyone, and this is when Adam actually had his first ever show in Dubai.
Okay.
Right, so we met Rashid, met Mo, met all these guys. Kept in contact. So from there, that's how I built the relationship with Rashid and Mo and everyone else, right? Then when the whole Winfinity thing came to plan, I called them all and said, listen, look, can we like sign you guys to our agency, you know, not as management, but more like
partners.
We'll get you deals.
We'll
get you deals, and if this is something, can we represent you? And they're like, yeah, you know, because thing was, they had first thing you need in anything in especially in this game, in this industry, is you need to be able to trust the person you're working with. You know, that without doing anything, you need to be able to have that trust in somebody. So obviously with these guys, I was friends before business. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So I was friends before business, so we already had that trust with each other.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a case, if I hit up a random guy now, I'm going to have a lot more difficulties working with him.
Absolutely,
than I am with somebody that I already know.
It's like
Do you know what I mean?
It's like anything. Like you need to like in sales, for example, you can't just cold call and expect to get every single call a sale.
Exactly.
You need to build a relationship with these people. You need to understand them, what they're about.
Yeah.
But for you, it was almost like that wasn't even in the mind at the time. It was just, all right, we're just chilling.
Yeah.
Fast forward now. Hey, let's just get this together and let's just start. Rather than just sending links here and there, let's just make this a professional system.
Yeah. So we went on to make it like a proper business kind of thing, and then I thought, you know what, we'll put it together like this. I know a lot of people in the game, from traveling, from this, and I've kind of got used to the whole managing thing with Adam. Why just Adam now? Why not get more? You know. And then I spoke to Adam about it, and Adam's like, look, let's do it. You know. Let's do it. So, you know, we kind of got into the idea. And at this point, I was working very closely also with Mithil as well, who's like my business partner, basically, right? So, you know, all of this, we kind of put all that together. And then when we put it together, you know, we went on to get one person to another person. And what happened was, it wasn't a case of Winfinity was established or anything like that. It was because so many people were jumping on it so quick like this, you know. It's very hard to get that. In any business, in anything. You could open a restaurant, but you're not going to have a load of celebrities just walking through that door.
Absolutely,
it's not going to happen, right? Unless you're established, so with us, we got lucky because we had a lot of friends that was already in the game with us.
Yeah.
We was very close with them. like I said, it was friends before business. So then, you know, we said to these guys, look, do you want to work? Do you want to do it? And they're like, yeah, we're down.
Yeah.
You know, brought Rashid in, brought other people in, brought Mo, brought Lana, brought Amir, brought everybody, you know. Fady bought, I'm trying to look, I've got it, you know, Christian Hamby, Jackson Doherty, Harris J, Slim, all these people, like slowly everybody started coming in one by one, and then the thing just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
To the point now where I get DMs and emails saying, look, I want to sign to Winfinity.
Right, okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We want to be signed by Winfinity.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a case of that it was already established or anything like that. It's just purely because some of the heavyweights, as you call it, came in from the beginning, and the name just kind of just went straight away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got very lucky in that sense. But it's like what I was saying to you earlier at the beginning of this podcast, is where I was saying, look, you can do something. But if you want to expand it and you have that vision, you have that bigger vision, so much more you can put to it rather than just sit here. Because I could have just sat there and said, you know what, I got Adam, sit back with Adam.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah.
And that's not what I wanted to do.
Does Adam drive you? Do you drive Adam? Or is there a good balance between the both of you?
I would say there's a good balance. I'd say like with me and Adam, we have this relationship where we kind of play good cop, bad cop. Mm-hmm. So I'm the bad cop, right? I'm the guy that says, no, you can't take pictures. Right?
Yeah.
Adam's the kind of guy that, hey, come, you know, let's take pictures, you know, right? And we kind of bounce off of each other kind of thing. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know when Adam wants to do something, when he doesn't want to do something, we know, you know, we have that thing. He's just got to look at me. Yeah. And he knows Naz has just clocked it, Naz is going to deal with it.
Yeah.
Right? Because end of the day, look, it doesn't matter if I'm the bad guy. Because end of the day, people aren't coming to see. They're not your fans. They're not my fans. They're Adam's fans.
They're Adoomy.
They're Adoomies, right? So they're not coming to see me.
Yeah.
They're coming to see Adam.
Yeah.
So Adam's job is to keep everyone happy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by how me and Adam kind of balance things out. And with the drive, like, you know, the thing with Adam and myself is we both have this drive where we always want to do something different. We always want to do something bigger than what it is. We like, even with like, you know, the tours and stuff like that, I remember he'd be like, bro, listen, let's record an album and then we're going on a world tour with it, you know? And then I was like, this sounds amazing. So we was like, yo, let's go and do this now. And it's like, I would never thought of doing an album. I was like, let's just do songs one by one kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then he's like, let's do this. And then, you know, we kind of work. And then I go out and I kind of put the album together, and he comes in and obviously he's the face of it kind of thing. And then we kind of just drive off of each other, if that makes sense.
So it's almost like Adam knows kind of what he wants to do for his audience and his fans and his career. Yeah. And you make that happen. You make it possible.
That's basically what it is. Because at the end of the day, you got these guys are entertainers.
Yeah.
They have content.
They're the creatives, right?
They're the creators. Yeah. They know what kind of content people are gonna like. It's his audience at the end of the day. He knows. Sometimes I look at him and be like, bro, why are you saying that for? He's like, bro, trust me, they like this. Yeah. Or trust me, I know what I'm doing and stuff like that. So, and it works. Yeah. You know, it works. So that's why I always like kind of just let him carry on with his YouTube. Let him, and I take care of like the business side of it, the whole marketing side of it, and all of that kind of stuff. You know. Yeah. So that's how me and him. Like I said, it's not a case of, you know, I work off of him or he works. I'd say that we kind of drive each other. If that makes sense. Yeah. So I have that drive. I've got a vision where like, Adam, listen, I've got an idea, you know, and I'll just ring him up 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll be like, Adam, listen, I want to do this, I want to do that. He'll be like, Naz, this is amazing. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Or he'll call me up and then vice versa, and then I put it together. Do you know what I mean?
Are you scared of anything? Because it doesn't sound like you're scared of trying.
I'm never scared of trying anything.
That's what I mean.
I'm never scared of trying anything. I don't mean
gins or anything like that.
No. I'm never scared of trying anything. Like, with everything, like, I always have massive visions for it. And sometimes I think, people look at me and think, this guy's crazy. Yeah? I remember when I put on this whole Winfinity events thing, and I was on the phone to Mito, actually, and I was screaming all these ideas at him, and I said to him on the phone, I was like, Mitz, I hope you don't think I'm crazy with these ideas that I have in my head. And he's like, Naz, I don't. Like, I get it, you know? But sometimes I think to myself, do people think I'm mad? Yeah, because I sit there and I'm like, listen, I want to do this, but it's going to be like this, and we're going to do this, and I want to push it to this and this and this, and everyone's looking at me thinking, bro, you need to calm down. You know? Yeah. But the thing with me, I can't just settle for one thing. It's like I have ants in my pants. I sit there and I'm just like, right, listen, Next thing now.
Yeah,
how we're
yeah.
going to make this bigger.
Yeah.
How are we going to do this? How's it going to be bigger than what it is? Why has it got to be like this? You know? And then just kind of just...
So,
That's
so,
what it is.
so this is a good point. This is a good point we've reached now, actually, because I want to talk about what you're up to at the moment.
Yeah.
So for anyone who's not aware, Winfinity are hosting a charity boxing event.
29th of September.
29th of September.
Yeah.
And it's got a pretty heavy card on it, like the people that are coming. You've even got like Mona Keeb coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the whole family, it sounds like the whole family's coming over for this.
They're all coming. They're all coming.
So and this is in association with Amir Khan Foundation as well, right?
Correct, yeah.
So here's what I want to ask you, right? So you're doing these charity events, you've got this one coming up, and I want to speak about that in a bit more detail. But one of the things that I wanted to ask was, you get a lot of haters, right? It's very easy for people to not like yourself, to not like Adam, to not like Slim, to not like anyone, right? But for you guys, you've got, tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people that are coming across you online or on your Instagram or on YouTube or wherever it may be, right? And they have whatever perception that they have of you guys. I mean, how do you deal with that? How do you mentally deal with that? Like, it's not easy to take criticism and hate when it's not warranted.
Yeah.
So how do you kind of deal with that?
Now, I'll tell you a little story. So, when I used to post up pictures before, like, when I first started all of this, see that tooth there?
Yeah.
Right? That tooth there used to be back
Right.
there,
Okay.
right? And I used to get people like messaging and stuff like that, being like, "Look at Adam's manager, man. He's got a missing tooth." I never have a missing tooth,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was just back, right? It was back there. So anyway, but you know what it is? Mentally, you start to like look. I was looking at myself in the mirror and thinking, you know what? I actually do have a missing tooth.
Right. Okay.
Right. So don't get me wrong. Listen, I don't care what anyone says. I don't listen to hate. I don't do.
Yeah.
Listen, you're human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Everyone's got feelings. I've got feelings. You've got feelings. When you read things, sometimes you sit there and you're like, but you've got to learn to block it out as well. Especially if you want to be in this game, you have to learn to block it out. So this is what I mean by, like, at the beginning, when they were talking about the tooth, when they were talking about certain things where look, this and that, I started like, I went to the dentist to get my tooth done.
Right.
Because I'm like, hold up a minute, and then I remember I put up the picture like, what now? What now, huh? Yeah, and I put up that picture saying, look at me now.
Yeah.
But it was that made me go to the dentist. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like it's little things like that. So the hate does get to everyone.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, I was really bad with it. I was really bad. Like if anyone used to say something, sometimes the professionalism will go out the window, and I'd reply.
Right. Okay.
I'd reply and be like, so are you, or or go F yourself, or go do this, or go do that, and then Adam would call me up. He's like, Naz, come on, man, right, and then I was like, because I could see end of the day, I'm representing somebody. And I'm making him look bad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't want him to look silly as well. When
you've got double responsibility almost with your actions.
Yeah, and I'm kind of blessed to be in this position now. I don't want to ruin it for the sake of some idiot online, who's saying I'm this and I'm that and I can't do this and I'm not a professional and I'm bad at my job and this and this and this. So it was getting to me at first and I was replying, but as you got more and more into it, you kind of get used to it. I'd say, you kind of get used to it. So if somebody tells you something like, bro, if I show you my DMs now, you'd want to commit suicide if you read some of this stuff. I get some horrible stuff.
Right. Okay.
But I've got to the point, even to the point where people say bad things about my children.
Yeah.
But my mind just at the minute now it's just like, so like, listen. You follow me. Yeah. You know me. Exactly. I don't even know who the hell you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Say whatever you want. I couldn't really care less.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at now. But at the beginning, I remember it was very bad. Like I said, to the point I ran to the dentist. That's how much it was affecting me, because I'd read it and then it's like, oh, look at his wonky tooth.
Yeah.
And I'm in the mirror going, but it is what it is, man. It's just, you just get used to it after a while. At first, it's hard.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
Everyone's different. People go into depression. People go into, for example, the Fousey Tube. You know, he's had issues with certain things. You know, so everybody's different. Everybody handles it different. Everybody gets more than others. Some people get none. Some people get lovely comments, some people get bad comments, and it's just a case of you've just got to weigh it up. And you've got to ask yourself, do I really want this? And if I want this, then I know that this comes with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it depends how badly you want something. You want this, you want to be successful in this, then deal with that. Because that's coming with it. If you don't want to be successful, then just kick back, get off the internet, and just get a day job and just do what you're doing.
I mean, it's interesting because you like when you said you've got a DM full of these kind of hate comments, and it's almost like, how do you have the time to do that? How do you have the time to go follow someone, understand, you know, what they're up to in their day,
of course,
and then send hate? Do you know what I mean?
It happens a lot.
I mean,
I was reading some today because I was boxing and it was just people like, oh man, you can't even box. Oh shit, I'll knock you out. I'll do this. I'll do that. In my head, I'm thinking, listen, you're probably going to stream the fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah? You're probably going to stream the fight. If not, you've paid money to come and watch the fight. So the shit boxer that you were talking about, you're coming to watch.
Exactly.
So, and no doubt you're going to stream it.
Exactly.
Right? So you can sit here and call me whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because you follow me, you're going to stream it, you're going to watch it, you're going to download it, you're going to tweet about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Thank you for the exposure.
Exactly.
It was great. And you're probably going to share it to your friends too.
And every comment that they leave is just helping your kind of to boost your post.
It does motivate you, man. I'm not going to lie. Like sometimes, like I said, when things like that happen, sometimes you look at things and be like, you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong.
Do you know what? You said it earlier in the sense of, you know, about your tooth and all these things. But one way to look at it, and the way that I see it in yourself, is that it's almost like the hate comments force you to become better.
It does. It motivates you. Yeah. It motivates you into you know, improving. Say for example, I said about the shows. You know, like when you were saying earlier, did you ever think, you know what? I've done it wrong. Like I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So with me, I was never that stuff like that. Never kind of affected me. I was always like, you know what? You said this. Watch the next one.
Yeah.
You know, you said I can't do this. Watch the next one. You said this. Watch the next one. And I've always had that kind of mentality.
Yeah.
So because of that reason, I always believe you've got to be strong in here. It's always about this, and you've always got to have good people around you, because it doesn't matter how much stuff's said on the internet. If the close people next to you kind of tell you otherwise, or tell you, you know what, you're not good at this, man. You're not good at this, you know? That hurts you more than
anyone else.
A Doomy Gang 1, 2, 3 telling me that I can't do something. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So it doesn't matter. So if you have good people around you and good people that it's like with your kids, it's like with your children, like with Leo, for example. I've motivate him into his boxing. I tell him he's better than he is sometimes. Yeah. And all that's doing is that's making him going to. But if I sit here saying, "Oh, you're rubbish, you're this, you're that," I'll tell you something now. He ain't gonna be in the gym tomorrow.
No, absolutely.
I promise you this now. He can get it online because he does. And the craziest thing is, he's 11 years old and he gets hate as well. You know, people saying, "Oh, I'll knock you out. You're rubbish. Your dad's paying for everything. You're only like this because of your dad. Your dad. All day. You know, he gets it all day. But end of the day, he's my son, and I want to do the best for him. Of course. So people even do it to him, but he doesn't get affected by it, and he's 11 years old. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So can you imagine if I sat here now and I said to him, "Oh, Leo, you're rubbish, man. You can't do this, or you can't do that." I promise you now. Just the fact that I said it, he won't bother going to the gym.
Exactly.
And that's just the way it is. So that's why I always say, as long as you have good people around you, it doesn't matter what you're doing, man. You can just forget everything else. Because at the end of the day, they're at the back of a screen. Leave them there. If they want to do that, leave them there. It doesn't matter. I don't care. You know. So
you've got a next event coming up. You've mentioned about the boxing. One of the things I wanted to touch on actually was you know, as you're mentioning, you've got Leo in the gym as well. I messaged you last week and I was really, you know, impressed with how he was doing in the gym. You know, and I said to you, you know, I saw the first story that you put up, you know, where, you know, he didn't look like he even wanted to be there, right? You'd taken him away from the Fortnite. And now before you came in, he was like, "I've disciplined myself. I'm not going to play it for the next 2 months." You know, so and he's 11 years old. Like, I can barely discipline myself from like not watching things on YouTube or do you know what I mean? Like, so to have that discipline at 11 years old, you know, how did you kind of give him that, or is that all him? I mean, what's your... Here's a big question, right?
Yeah.
What's your take on fatherhood and being a father and giving values like this to your kids?
What it is, I always say, look, you know, everyone's doing a great job. Every father's doing a fantastic job. Looking after children and stuff like that is not easy, you know? Especially if you're, for example, you're separated from the parent, yeah? So obviously when I say, for example, with Leo, I pick him up, I take him to boxing, and I kind of, I'd say I have more like a friendship relationship with him.
Yeah.
Like he's like my little best friend.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Rather than he's my son. Like he's smiling right now because he knows, right? So like, you know, I try and make him look like me. I take him to the barbers with me.
I see the perm as well.
Yeah, I even perm his hair like me, you know? Sometimes we try and dress the same. You know? And it's things like that if you can... I always say to any father, like, don't... Because have you ever heard that saying, strict parents raise the best liars?
Wow. I haven't heard that, but that's deep.
Okay. Strict parents raise the best liars. And that's true. That's so true. I don't care.
That's very deep.
Yeah, that's very. It's true. It's true. So this, you know, obviously you have to be strict with them. You have to discipline them. You have to, you know, make sure that, you know, they respect their elders and everything else that comes with it. But at the same time, I try and have that kind of friend bond relationship with them where I get them involved in everything I do.
Yeah.
Whether it's eating out, whether it's going boxing, football, this, that, you know, just little things. And I always feel like if you can take that couple of hours of your day and just kind of push everything out the way and just put the attention on the kids and just say, you know what, if they want to go to a football match, for example, and you're there and you're on the sidelines, you know what, I never had that. My old man couldn't even care if I don't think he even knew when I was playing football.
Right.
Let alone, you know, even come watch. I don't think he even had any idea. So little things like that I kind of want to change, because when you don't get something yourself, you kind of know. Because I used to sit there and I used to play a lot of football when I was young. So when I was playing football, my dad didn't bother coming to my football matches and stuff like that. But I'd see other dads there, you know? I used to jump in other dads' cars to go to away games, you know, because my dad couldn't, you know, but my dad's a great guy, don't get me wrong, but that
wasn't him.
It wasn't him, you know? He was more about business and more about this and that way. And this is why I always say, no matter what you're doing, just take that few hours out, you know, and just maybe just, whether it's boxing, whether it's football, whether it's trips, whether it's going to the zoo together, whether it's, you know, when I'm with them, if it's, you know, I have to do something, whether it's bowling, whether it's, because all that's doing is you're building that bond with your kid.
Yeah.
And the thing with this boxing thing, for example, it's crazy because I haven't just got a boxing fight now. I've also got a fight that my son's taking place. So I feel like I'm having two battles. I'm having two fights now rather than just one. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, no shit, you know, my son's having a fight now as well. And imagine, I don't want him to lose.
Of course.
You know? I don't want him to lose, because can you imagine how much it's going to knock his confidence? So I sit here and think, I'd rather lose myself than him lose.
Absolutely,
Do you know what I mean? And it's things like that. So it's like with fatherhood and stuff like that, it's not a case of, you know, anyone's doing a bad job or anything like that. It's hard for any parent. But my only advice to any father or anyone out there would be literally just, you know, just take that couple of hours out, whether it's bowling, whether it's ice skating, whether it's cinema, whether it's restaurant. And when you're there, you build that bond between your kid. Make your kid your best friend. Don't sit there and have that strict relationship with him. Don't do this, don't do this. Because I tell you something he's going to do. He's going to lie to you to get where he needs to get to. Or he'll lie to you because he'll think, you know what, if I lie, daddy's not going to know. I can go and do this. And then daddy's disappointed. Do you see what I mean? And I'm not saying my kids will never lie to me. They probably will. But right now, as far as I can see, and as far as, you know, everyone else can see as well, I have that very friendly kind of best friend relationship where I feel like my son is not scared to come and tell me something. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. He'll come and tell me, but like, Daddy, this happened or this happened, you know, or you know, it's the same thing with bullying. It's the same thing with anything. Kids are scared to come back and tell you if they're getting bullied now, you know, because daddy probably doesn't, you know, you've probably turned him into this kid where he now thinks, you know what, if I go back and tell daddy I'm getting bullied, daddy's going to think bad of me.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't ever want my son or my daughter or anyone to feel that kind of way. Do you know what I'm saying? I want them to be able to come up to me, because these are things that as parents you have to know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You don't want your kid to be getting bullied at school or something like that. And he's too scared to come and tell me. Do you know what I'm saying? But I know with my little boy, the kind of reaction I'm going to get, he's going to ring me up and be like, Daddy, listen, come down to the school. Yeah, I got 4 guys trying to beat me up tonight. Yeah, and they've told me that they're going to do this. And he knows Daddy will
He'll
come.
back it.
Daddy will come, because he knows this. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's the kind of relationship that I've got. I don't ever want them to be scared of me. I want them to be scared of me as in discipline and listen to me and listen to what I've got to tell you. But don't be scared of me in that kind of way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's why I always say strict parents raise the best liars.
No, that's deep. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's a little 1 minute Instagram video in itself, man.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I think that's really inspiring, and I think one of the other things, like I mentioned, was this transformation that you've put yourself through, but also you're putting Leo through as well.
Yeah.
What are some of the benefits that you've seen in yourself and also with Leo as well over this period of training that you're doing, and kind of what you've got coming up as well?
I mean, benefit-wise, obviously, like with boxing and stuff, the best thing out of this boxing thing that's come out of it is my diet's changed.
Yeah. I see Nando's every day, man.
Yeah, I feel like
chicken.
I'm a lot heavier. Leo, my son's lost weight. I'm losing weight. It's brilliant, So obviously that's the best thing out of it. But the greatest thing out of all of it is, like I said, is that bond that I've created even more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's very unique what you've done. You're putting on this show where you've got, a YouTuber with 5 million subscribers, Slim with almost 750,000 subscribers, and then you've got your son and yourself on the same card as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes back to that kind of that bond and that family. Even this interview we're doing with your kids sitting like right behind, listening to everything that you're saying. So it's not like you're hiding anything.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's all out there. That's what I'm saying. They know me that well to the point that I know them like that as well.
Yeah.
But like even with the card and everything, the boys look at my kids as their own kids. Like Adam and that, they're like, literally, they see them as their nephews and nieces.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah.
When Adam and Slim and that are in town, they're like, oh, look, bring Leo, bring Anaya, do this. And it's like, we're like, you know what it is with us, look, we're like one big family. And the craziest thing is like, we've not even known each other, I'd say, 5 years now, but we've become like one big family. Like whenever we travel, we all stay together, we all live together, we all do everything together. Do you know what I mean? Whether we're going out to eat, flights, this, everything, it's just, everyone just does everything together. And we've kind of got that relationship where there's no barrier between any of us. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we're sitting in a room, it's like, barriers down, everything's down, hair down, and everyone's just kind of relaxed.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to be, So, we've kind of got, on the poster, if you see it, we've got like the whole Winfinity side on one side. And then we've got everyone that we want to lose on the other side, So that's how we've kind of done it. But it's going to be an interesting night, man. It's going to be a very interesting fight. I don't know which way I see some of these fights. Some of them are...
Yeah, because Adam's fighting a professional MMA fighter, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen one of the things that was shocking to me is the guy looks huge.
Yeah.
He looks massive. And especially compared to Adam, like...
That's right, yeah. He's going to lose weight. I mean, they're going to come into weight-wise.
Okay. So he needs to cut.
Yeah, he's cutting an Adam's
big right now.
Yeah. So
wow.
they're going to come in at a different weight class.
Okay.
But they're not going to be too far off, but we are going to meet somewhere in the middle.
That's crazy because, that's not a fight that he's guaranteed to win.
I know. This is
know
why.
what I mean?
This is the thing that I said to Adam when he first agreed it. I even said to Adam, how this fight came about is crazy as well. Someone else bought the fighter to me, put it to Adam. Problem that Adam's got, he's got too much Harlem blood in him, right? He's got too much New York Harlem blood in him, right? Where he turns around and says, "I'll smash up anyone." So I'm obviously there, like, I'm like, Adam, you serious, bro? Like, this guy's an MMA fighter, like, it's dangerous. This night could all go wrong.
Yeah.
Because after this fight, Adam wants to call out certain people.
Right. Okay.
This night could all go wrong.
Right. Okay.
And
so
there's
a lot riding on this fight.
Listen, it's not just this fight. There's another fight too, and the Fousey and Slim one. And this is why I'm saying that the whole night could potentially go wrong.
Yeah.
We've sat here, we've put on this massive event, and it could all just be one big flop. Because I tell you something now, it's very risky for what Adam's doing. Very risky. I wouldn't do it. But the fact that he's agreed to take this fight, it shows his braveness, his balls and everything. But at the same time, sometimes I think Adam's a bit too brave for his own good. But you know what? He's a boxer at the end of the day. He knows what he's doing. He's not. It's not like he's a rubbish boxer. He's a very good boxer. You know. I remember I had a fight with him and he was toying me around for 12 rounds. Yeah. Literally, I was just chasing him and he's just donk, and I was just like, whoa, you know. So that's what I mean. So like with Adam, I feel like he's just sometimes, you know, he's got too much balls, but at the same time, I think it's a great fight because it's an MMA fighter who's used to keeping
What's his name?
Marcus Stevenson.
Marcus Stevenson.
So this guy is used to keeping people at an arm's length with his legs.
Right, okay.
So he's constantly kicking, he's used to grappling. How good is he with his hands? We saw it with the McGregor Mayweather, right? It happens. It's very difficult. Like, if I was to get into a street fight, who would I rather get into a street fight with, McGregor or Mayweather? I'd rather get into a street fight with Mayweather because McGregor's he's gonna do some wild stuff to me. Whereas with Mayweather, you know, he's used to using his hands. So this is what I mean with Adam and Marcus. I feel like Marcus is a very dangerous fighter. He's got a chin on him. It's going to be very hard for Adam to take him out. But at the same time, it will be very interesting to see how do you stop a guy who can box, but you don't know how to stop him unless you use your legs and your elbows and flying kicks and all of that, because this is just hands.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and you've got to work that jab.
Yeah,
and if you can't work that jab, Adam's coming for you.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter how small he is and how big you are, Adam's going to come for you because Adam's not going to sit there. But at the same time, why is it risky for Adam? Because this guy has got... He fights, he's active. He's constantly fighting. He's got a chin on him. These MMA fighters don't go down easy.
It's like on the converse, even though he's restricted in kind of his weaponry, he's used to getting hit in the face with kicks and elbows and all that type of stuff. So he'll be able to take the punches a lot, you know, he'll be able to last a lot longer. And it'll take a lot more to get him down as well.
Exactly. And this is what I mean by the difference between the MMA fighter and the boxer, because I feel like for Adam it's a very risky fight. The reason why it's more risky for Adam's got everything to lose on this. This guy, win, lose or draw, if he wins, he becomes a superstar overnight. Right?
Exactly.
He's the guy that beat up Adam.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? If he draws, Adam's going to be like, oh, you know, I drew this guy. If he loses, who cares? No one cares.
Exactly.
Do you see what I mean? With Adam...
This
there is no
show,
losing. This is your show. This is your charity.
Exactly.
This is your fight. This is your crowd.
Exactly.
You lose. This is bad for him. This is really bad for him.
I want to quickly just talk about the boxing fight. Let's just talk about the boxing fight. Let's give that a shout out. So you've got the boxing fight coming up, 29th September. Adam Saleh is on the card. Slim Al-Bahr is on the card. Nazizi is on the card. Mona Keeb's on the card. And you've got people like Fousey Tube on the card as well.
Correct.
The Fousey Tube's on the other side of the card.
Yeah.
Okay, we could go on for hours just about that.
Yeah.
But, you know, the whole story, how it came about, but how, like, what happened? Because we went from July 15th, from July 15th last year. We went from July 15th last year to total radio silence. And Fousey was signed to Winfinity as well. So Fousey was signed to Winfinity. July 15th happened. And then a year later, out of nowhere, he's come out of the darkness and he's fighting Slim.
Correct.
The floor is all yours.
Right, so basically what happened was, so we're looking for opponents.
Okay.
Who do we hate? Who do we not like, right? So we're looking for opponents, and the craziest thing was, I remember I was sat in a hotel room I forgot what country I was in. I was somewhere in the world. I can't remember where I was, and I was sat in the room, and I was like, I'm gonna call this guy. I'm gonna actually call him and just say.
Oh, so you just randomly decided?
I called him.
Fousey.
Called Fousey Tube.
Just you wanted to get a fighter.
I called Fousey Tube
for the other side, for the other team.
I thought, let's make this interesting. Let's make this bigger and better than what it is. Let's bring some beef into this. Let's bring some enemies into this. Let's bring some real fights into this. Let's do all of that.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna hit him up. But this is the twist of this is the plot twist. I called him up to fight Adam.
Yes.
Not Slim.
Okay.
I called him up to fight Adam. And I respect Fousey for this. He turned around and said, Naz, you must be mad. I'm not fighting Adam.
Exactly.
Right? I was like, why? He goes, bro, he's a boxer, man. So, respect to the guy. Because a lot of people would have came up with different excuses or something like that. He turned around and goes, you know what, I don't want to fight him because, he's a boxer and his stuff like that. So I turned around and said, okay, cool, Then I went back to Adam and I said, bro, look, he doesn't want to do it. Adam then calls him up, right?
So Adam called Fousey after this?
Yeah, so what happened was I made them kind of connect.
Okay.
Because hoping that we can make the fight between Adam and Fousey.
Okay.
So I made them kind of connect. After making them connect, Adam put it to him and said, listen, why don't you fight Slim?
Right, okay.
And he goes, I'm down. So then he goes, I'm going to get my manager to call ya. So then I've called Fousey up and I said, Fousey, listen, are you down to fight Slim? He said, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And respect to anyone that gets in the ring, man. Listen, it's not a joke in there. It's not a joke. It doesn't matter how much of a pro boxer or a rubbish boxer or an amateur boxer you are. You get in that ring, I respect you. End of discussion. So, hats off to Fousey, and I respect him for taking the fight. I don't care. I don't care what people have done in the past. Listen, I've made a lot of mistakes. Fousey's mistakes. The only reason you know about Fousey's mistake is because of who he is.
Absolutely, yeah.
If Fousey wasn't who he was, you wouldn't know anything about it. I wouldn't know anything about it. Poor guy's got 10 million, 20 million or whatever it is. People now know about it because he went through a stage of whatever it was at the time. The way I see it is, listen, if you can put it behind you and start again, then respect you. And I have to respect that. It doesn't matter how much stuff you've done in the past, whatever. End of the day, listen, I don't agree with anything he did back then. I don't agree with it. I'm saying this. I don't agree with none of it. He knows, me and Fousey know, and Fousey knows exactly what I think of it as well. I don't agree with none of it.
Yeah.
But you know what I do agree with? That the fact that he's come out, he's taken a year out, and he said, you know what? I'm going to change this, and I'm going to do it like this now, and I'm going to... So, I have to give the guy respect where it's due. Are we close, boys? I want Slim to win.
Yeah, exactly.
I want Slim to win. Is Slim going to win? It's a dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, he holds a lot of weight.
Yes.
Is little old Slim going to be able to take big Fousey out? We don't know. So it'll be interesting to see, man. End of the day, I'm rooting for my guy.
Of course,
my guy is Slim.
Yeah.
And I want Slim to win. So that's how I kind of see it,
Yeah.
But with Fousey, like I said, he's made his mistakes and whatever. I've spoken to him. Is he going to change his mind? Is he not? I don't know. As far as I'm seeing at the minute, he seems perfectly fine. Contracts are signed. Fights happening. Everything's going ahead. So it's there. It's there. 5 weeks away now.
I think that's pretty crazy because Fousey Tube, again, a huge YouTuber, right, massive online celebrity, and he's coming out of his comfort zone to be here for this fight, which to me speaks a lot of volume for the relationship that at least you guys once had, because that seems like quite a respectful thing to do.
It is.
Turning up.
I
think from your side as well, to reach out and extend the arm to him and say look, because regardless of him being on the other side and you want him to win, at the end of the day, it's almost like this is an opportunity to bridge a gap again. Do you know what I mean? And extend an olive tree. Do you know what I mean? So.
You know what it was with Fousey? I never look. Even with Adam, even with all of us, we just didn't agree on certain things. Fousey had his... You know how I said earlier, people think I'm crazy with my wild thoughts? I didn't think Fousey was crazy. I knew he was crazy with his wild thoughts. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I couldn't... when I don't agree to something and I don't feel comfortable with something, I'm kind of a bit like, listen, I just kind of keep at an arm's length. I don't want to be a part of it. So there was a lot of things that were said, miscommunication, etc., etc. But as I said, we've put it all behind us. With the fact that he's come here, he doesn't want no money, he doesn't want nothing. He's doing it all for charity. How can you not respect that?
Exactly.
As a human, doesn't matter what he's done. The fact that he's saying, "Listen, I'm going to get in a ring. I'm going to come to London, knowing that I'm going to get booed." Yeah. He knows he's going to get booed when he walks into that ring, knowing all of this. He's got all this pressure on. He loses to a small guy called Slim, right? He knows the trouble he's in, and it's the same thing with Adam.
Exactly.
He knows the trouble he's in as well. And listen, he's got all that weight on his shoulder, and he's saying, "I'm coming. I'm gonna do this." So, how can you not respect that?
Yeah, exactly.
How can you not respect that? So, for that reason, you know, I have my respect there. But as I said, my guy is Slim, and I want Slim to win, and I'm going to be rooting for Slim on the night.
That's going to be sick. I think that's going to be an epic night for the Winfinity team.
Are you coming to the fight?
Bro, the tickets are sold out by the time I...
Listen, I got you. I'm going to give you some tickets.
Nice, I appreciate that.
I'm going to give you some tickets. I got you.
And so we're definitely going to cover that on this as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of end things off here by talking about the future now, right? I've seen you with people like Alexis Sanchez, right? I've seen you now, obviously you're in this boxing world, and the boxing game is wide open right now as well. You got Matchroom, you got Top Rank, you know, you got all these big kind of promotions that are starting to kind of kick through now with social media. You guys are already in that social media game, so it's like you can branch out to anywhere, right? And now you're doing events like boxing, right? By the way, rated for watching Liverpool games in Old Trafford boxes, right? I love that.
Are you a Liverpool fan?
Of course.
Hey.
You know what? Every time I see an Instagram post of Liverpool, I see Nazizi likes it. Nazizi likes it.
I'm die hard, man.
What's the future now? Like, where do you want to go with this? Football, YouTube.
You know what it is? I'm just having fun with it, man. I'm just having so much fun with it at the minute. I'm enjoying everyone's company. I'm enjoying what we're doing. With the future, you know, obviously, like I said at the beginning, like I always like to expand on what I do.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully, you know, we can get into films. Hopefully we drop more albums, more world tours. Not just with Adam, with other clients as well. I want to sign more footballers. I want to become like a proper football agent. You know, stuff like that, and grow my business as well. But I always say, just have fun with it, man. Just forget everything. Forget your goal is there. Keep your goal there. So you have that little target there, but at the same time, have fun with it. Enjoy it, because if you don't enjoy something, you're not gonna have that drive and passion to go and do something else. So that's what I always say. Just kick back, enjoy it, take every day as it comes, have your goals, and just keep reaching out to it, and just every day make that 1-2 little step just to kind of get there, you know. Nothing major. You're not going to become that superstar overnight that you're trying to be. You're not going to become rich that you're trying to be overnight unless you win the lottery. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so just with everything, just take it one step at a time, see where you go with it. If it doesn't work, don't sit there and kill yourself for it and just knock yourself for it. Sit back and say, listen, I made a mistake. What can I do to fix that? You know, and then how can I fix this? Maybe work off of someone else saying, like, you know what, he did this and he fixed it like that, you know, and then just kind of work off the back of it, and there you are. That's how you have it.
Nazizi,
yeah,
it's been a pleasure, my friend.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks so much for your time. And to everybody watching this podcast, please make sure that you like, you subscribe, you share this with your friends as well. Tickets, are there tickets available? Are there any left?
I mean, the best ones have sold out.
Yeah.
But there's some standing tickets left. I think few floor seats, but it's going to be sold out.
I'll make sure to put them in the description below and check them out. Nazizi, Naz_Izzy.
Yep.
Instagram, all that will be linked below. But look, guys, this is a really special interview. I know that we only got the video for the last kind of 12 minutes, but I hope you've benefited from the audio podcast as well. And hope to see you on the next one. Naz, much respect, bro. Thank you, bro.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Thanks so much.